Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It is truly an honor to stand before you today on this Veterans Day. Thank you to Iowa Lakes Community College and the organizers for inviting me to be your speaker. Thank you to each of you in the audience for coming to remember, reflect, and honor those who have served. To my fellow veterans, thank you. To the families who supported us through deployments, moves, and long nights of worry, thank you as well. Your strength makes our service possible. Just a fun fact here. The Henderson family considers ourselves a part of the Iowa Lakes Community College family. My son Jacoby attended here for a couple of years. I worked here under the leadership of Tim Ireland as his assistant in the Veterans Center. I consider Tim to be one of my best friends. My path to the military is something I never expected. You see, in the 1960s, I watched the TV series Combat, and I told myself I would never join the Army. Lesson number one, never say never. By 1976, I was a 16-year-old hanging out with the wrong crowd, doing just enough to get through high school. One of my teachers said to me, "Lo, you're going nowhere very fast." And for a while, he was right. Then my cousin, Garland Stewart, came home from Marine Corps basic training, and there was something different about him that caught my attention. He had become a mature young Marine who had a sense of purpose. He was confident and focused. I joined the Marine Corps in January of 1978 because I wanted to see the world. And after serving 7 years in the Marine Corps, I was honorably discharged in 1985 and later re-enlisted in the Army Reserve in 1991 to take advantage of the college tuition benefits. Now, on September 11, 2001, America entered a global war on terror. I remember having the conversation with my wife that I would likely be deployed. In May of 2004, I was ordered to active duty in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, serving in the Al-Anbar province, Iraq, in a joint operation with the Marines. I served as a religious affairs specialist assigned to an Army area support group, working alongside a chaplain and other religious support teams to provide spiritual care at Al-Assad Air Base and forward operating bases across the western region of Iraq. We were very busy providing spiritual care for service members, conducting memorial services for service members killed in action, and providing prayers over the deceased soldiers and Marines at mortuary affairs. Our son Jacoby was 11 months old, and my wife was pregnant with our second child when I deployed to Kuwait in September of 2004 and arrived in Iraq on Thanksgiving Day. In April 2004, I'd come home for the birth of our daughter Shayla, then returned to finish my tour of duty. In June, I received a Red Cross message that said, "Call home immediately." And so I called and I spoke with my wife, and she shared with me that Shayla was not thriving, and a brain scan had showed she had had a stroke. My chaplain and commander told me to go home, to be with my family. So I was able to be with my wife, collaborate with the medical team to determine early childhood interventions, and then my wife encouraged me to return back to Iraq to complete my tour of duty. When I returned home from Iraq in October of 2005, I was assigned to a funeral detail for fallen soldiers and for veterans who had previously served. I was also assigned to serve as a death notifications officer, the duty of telling families their loved one had been killed in action. Those moments are part of the price of freedom. I take very seriously this opportunity to honor our veterans. I have prayed over soldiers and Marines who gave their full measure of devotion to our country and our freedom. I have carried soldiers to their final resting place. I have folded flags and knelt at the feet of family members, telling them how grateful the nation is for their sacrifice. You see, Veterans Day is not just a holiday. It's a reminder that freedom has always had a cost, paid by men and women who chose duty over comfort, service over self. Today, we honor all who served, those who came home and those who did not, those who fought in full view of history and those who quietly supported missions far from the headlines. Every veteran's story is a thread in the fabric of our freedom. Service taught me values I carry every day: courage, discipline, loyalty, and compassion. But the greatest lesson is this: you don't have to wear a uniform to serve. We can all live a life of service, helping a neighbor, mentoring a young person, standing up for what's right, or showing kindness in a divided world. Service is a human calling. When we choose it, we keep the spirit of our veterans alive. Recently, in November of 2024, my son Jacoby told his mother and me he was thinking about joining the Army. And I remember talking to my wife last night, and I said, I didn't see that coming, did you? And she said, no. We didn't see that coming. Though in Boy Scouts, the first box card that he'd ever made was of an armored vehicle. So we talked with Jacoby at length, and I made sure that he understood the gravity of his choice. He said he wanted to carry on my legacy. That conversation reminded me of the sacrifices families make and the careful thought any young person should take before enlisting. Men and women join the ranks of our military voluntarily for different reasons. They take the oath of enlistment. Me and my wife watched our son take the oath of enlistment. We watched him stand with his right hand raised under his own volition, saying that he solemnly swears to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that he will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that he will obey the orders of the President of the United States and all officers appointed over him, according to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. When our men and women take the oath of enlistment, they have joined an elite group of Americans who have committed to defending our values and our way of life. So today, as we stand together in view of the American flag, let us remember those who made our freedom possible. Let us thank those still serving around the world and in our local communities. And let us commit ourselves to live with the same courage, integrity, and selflessness our veterans have displayed. To the Army, this will defend. To the Marine Corps, Semper Fidelis, always faithful. To the Navy, honor, courage, commitment. To the Air Force, aim high, fly, fight, win. To the Coast Guard, Semper Paratus, always ready. And to Space Force, Semper Supra, always above. May God bless our veterans, may God bless their families, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.